Side? Buddy, come on. It's like kids.
No,
Okay, sorry. I'm back.
it's all right.
So, you guys, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Ernie. I really wasn't into all this in the beginning because I was victimized, and anybody that's ever been victimized goes through a shell shock. And then I had certain creators like Johanna and Nicolina, and already trying to FOIA records for my police department, even my parents' police department.
Yeah.
So you see how much this platform victimizes people.
Yeah.
You know, let's put aside the fact that I'm probably lucky to be alive, or the fact, the humiliation that you people have fucking caused. You have caused me this.
Right.
It's never ending. Never ending.
They feel justified in it in some way because they say it's your fault, blah, 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 and all that shit. But you
They
know
do
what,
it to
guys?
everybody.
They were all in this together.
Oh yeah, Ernie told me.
Ernie
Ernie
was
told me.
always working with all of them. This was all a cash cow LARP, come to find out.
This is what he meant when he said it's just a movie.
Mhm.
This is exactly what he meant. This shit was all planned. It was all planned for everybody to have sympathy and pity for him, to look like, oh, poor me, woe is me. I'm the little sad person. I didn't do anything wrong. I saved children.
Right.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, keep him away from your children. And I'm not joking.
As a matter of fact, he's wanted dead or alive at this point.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'll say it.
I don't care either. My goal is for him.
We don't care how he is done with his little fucking escapade. He's done.
Yeah. One thing I can guarantee all of y'all, I will never talk to him again. I don't want an apology. I don't want an excuse. I don't want to, oh, I'm different now. Or, oh, I'm sorry that I abused you, and then lie to people about it. Okay. You know, I don't care. Like, my life is doing good now. You know, I'm doing disaster relief work, 13 hours a day. It's long, long days. But you know what? When you can touch someone's heart that has been traumatized, says more than anything that you evil people can do to others. And let me tell you something, Renee. You bring it, you fat fucking bitch. I'm not playing with your ass. I heard. People told me. I went back and watched Mama T last night. And she's right. I am not scared of you.
We ain't scared of none of you fucking YouTubers.
Fuck
You're all
no.
fucking game playing LARPers. And, you know,
Other people's, things that happen to them. You know, that's what you all look for. Is someone's
some of you
vulnerability.
drug dealers, you know, you guys have used this platform in so many ways to do very wrong, illegal things. You know it.
And we know it.
Some of you motherfuckers got the grand prize trophy of the fucking Find Out Awards.
And let me tell you something, Charlie K. I see, I guess now you're trying to be everybody's friend. It is so funny. The same people that said that they got Ernie arrested, you're actually butt kissing them. And if anybody that had a little bit of brains would question all this, like, oh, well, if they got Ernie arrested, why are they being so nice to them? I mean, come on, people. Do you not see the game here? I was victimized of Ernie Shell. Okay. He bugged me and bugged me and bugged me to come to my house. He needed help. Okay. First 2 times I made up excuses. Well, I mean, it wasn't really excuse. My house was still being redone from Hurricane Ian. The second time my son was down. And the third time, Ernie FaceTimed me, hysterically crying, telling me he is dying of stage 4 liver cancer. And he was super, super skinny. And he goes, Debbie, I don't have nobody else. I have nowhere else to go. Will you please help me? And, you know, by that time, you know, I have a conscience. I have a heart. And I said, okay. So I went.
He just happened to put his homeless, decrepit piece of shit ass not far from your home.
Yeah. He called me the next morning from the bus station in Sarasota.
Mm-hmm. So from New York.
Huh?
He came from New York, didn't he?
I thought he said he left Southern Girls, but I don't know. I don't know. No. Wait, I take it back. Because his story changed so much, honestly. I mean, he was making no sense at all. He said he came from Southern Girls, but then after he was here a little bit, he said he was in Tennessee before he came to my house. So I can't tell you where he was, honestly.
Actually, he said that his boss had a place in Tennessee. I do remember that. And he said he was working. But then and then when he went to New York again, it doesn't matter what the fucking timeline is.
Listen, after my time spending with him, I can tell you right now, like, when he was here, I didn't watch his YouTube because I was too busy. I was too busy taking care of a terminally ill, dying man. And what that meant is I cooked 3 meals a day for him, handed it to him. You know, like, I did everything for him except wipe his ass. I mean, really, you know? And it was tiring. Like, myself, we don't eat like that. We eat twice a day.
Well,
you know?
let everybody know what the goal was when you were taking on this. And that he wanted her to hide that he was even there from everybody, including us.
And Tina knows me well enough. I don't lie well, so of course I told her. And nobody was happy about it, but I just said, listen.
You didn't tell me till I asked you, though.
Well, yeah, I know.
Volunteer that information. I was like, Dad, you're not talking to me much. It's Ernie there.
Right.
You're like, yes. Don't tell anybody. I've just tried to get him to New York.
Well, and what did I say? If he's going, I think he doesn't even have a week to live. Yeah. And I said nobody could die alone, and I meant it, you know, because I really did think he was going to pass away.
Well, you said
you guys saw him, I think.
Home, like, I thought that was weird.
What happened? Yeah, what makes you go out?
Smelled like an old person's like nursing home room. Like he smelled like death. Is what you said.
He did. I don't know if anybody's ever had smelled that, but death actually has a smell. Terminal death has a smell. Mm-hmm. And he kept telling me, which we find out later was a lie. He kept telling me that he was talking to MAGA and he needed to gain weight. I think he said 130 pounds or 135 pounds or something like that. And once he got like that, he was going to go back to New York and he was going to have surgery. He was going to have her remove the tumor out of his liver. This is, and I'm telling you, he was telling me just like face to face, like we're talking. I mean, it was very believable. I mean, granted, I haven't known Ernie my whole life, but I mean, I've just never met someone that can actually just look at you straight in your eye and every word that comes out of their mouth is a lie too. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not that good of an actor or care to be to ever have tried that in my life. I mean, I was raised with morals. When I was a kid, if I got caught lying, I got in trouble. So, that's how I grew up. So anyways, I let him come and stuff. He's actually here just even a few days and he kind of starts hitting on me. Like one day I was in the kitchen getting something. He goes, "You got a fat ass." I go, "What?" He goes, "Nothing." And I just was like, oh my God, And then not long after that, he started saying stuff again and all this. And I was like, "Yo, you're not here for this. I'm here to help you. I want to see you get better." And I felt like the reason to stop. Come on, I'm going to put my dogs out. They fight like siblings. Buddy, stop it. Come on. Come on, buddy. Want to go outside? I guess not. I will. Anyways, I'm sorry, I lost my thoughts. This is all very upsetting. I'm not going to lie.
I know. But people don't really understand that he was only there to get him at the weight to have this alleged surgery that allegedly MAGA had agreed to do.
Right.
Some big surgeon or whatever.
Right.
And a really believable story. And we had all of the documents that would have helped him in court to where, because it's not a very strong case anyways. And
right.
The van case is not a strong case. And the prosecutors know that. Everybody knows that, especially with his history of mental illness and things like that. And everybody had all the private communications that we had collected for him way back when. It all happened for him to take to court that he never took to court. So because she had that, like she felt that she could help this guy get his life back together. And
I did. And I felt like that's why he reached out to me.
Some shit, like definitely not staying in jail for any amount of time because the van case is such a weak case. It really is. Even feds have been like, yeah, the van case is weak. So.
But yeah, I felt like that was because we were talking and it was like, "Ernie, I sent this paperwork to so-and-so, this paperwork to so-and-so showing that this person said that you were set up or, this and that, etc." And I really thought, besides the dying part, I really, really thought that he really wanted my help, like with everything. And then, I even wrote my attorney general about this stuff. And when he left Florida last time, they said if he was still here, that they would see what they could do to help him. But he had left Florida.
Right.
And then, I told them, well, he's not even here anymore. So, but I told him what they were saying, and he seemed very positive and optimistic and, wanting to receive the help. And when he came here, that all changed.
Right.
He told me he was enjoying being the bad guy, that he didn't care and he didn't want the help. And I found that weird.
Yeah. And then that he had never made any reports ever about any of the shit to anyone, nowhere.
The so-called stalking.
Yeah,
nowhere.
So-called stalking. These people are under investigation. It was all a game the whole time, guys. And they were all a part of it. And they've all known each other for years.
And I was part of his game. Exactly. And I was part of this game. Tina, can you hear me? I think Tina froze. Well, I don't want to talk without her on here. Are you there?
What? Yeah, we were both.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay.
No, but anyways, it was just really weird. And then Tina will tell you, actually, all the people in our chat will tell you, because I've been stalked physically for many years. I would take screenshots of pictures, put it in our chat, right, Tina?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're still in there somewhere. And, I had vandalization on my house, on my property. I'd have stupid things done. Like someone would take, my outdoor lights or move some of my landscaping, just really weird, crazy shit. Like we thought it was kids, but then when the different cars would always be around and snapping the pictures and the weird phone calls and, just really weird stuff, of course you're going to be like, well, what the hell's going on? There's plenty of people around here. Why am I being singled out? When Ernie came here, all that went to a dead stop, a complete stop. And I told him, I remember thinking, well, I must have protection if he's here and nobody's messing with me. I mean, even YouTube wasn't, really saying nothing about it.
Right.
Which even made me question it more. Why is everything normal right now, a standstill? I'm not getting weird calls. I'm not being hacked. I don't have cars outside of my house. Nobody's lurking around, all kind of stuff. None of it. I mean, it just all stopped. Anyways, I'm gonna leave my dog out here for a minute. My neighbors are out too. So anyways, he was here. That had happened. Ernie started gaining weight. When he would show you all he was gaining weight, that shit was real. I also caught him a few times.
How was he gaining weight this fast?
And not having chemo, radiation. Most people with cancer, that not only do they not gain weight, they lose weight or they look bloated. They don't gain weight like Ernie did. And I remember asking Ernie flat out if he did have HIV. I asked him because being a hairdresser for 30 years, I know what HIV looks like. I mean, I worked with homosexual men that had HIV. So I know the look. And of course he said, no, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, we were together at that time, literally almost 24 hours a day. I mean, he was on YouTube a lot. Like I said, I wasn't watching it. I was busy. I have a kid, I have a family, etc. A lot of times he'd go out in my car or, if we were asleep, he'd be outside. I remember one time he called Karen and I heard him outside, loud. and he had her on speaker. And I came out and I was like, Ernie, we're trying to sleep, and it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. I said, my neighbors are going to call the cops on you. I said, we don't do this here and stuff. Oh, okay, it's good. I'm going to just walk down the street. So I went back to bed. I was like, whatever, I don't care. But so anyways, going forward, y'all saw that video he made of me, okay? I have no recollection at all of him videotaping me. I don't remember anything that day. Did I have some drinks? I had a couple. I mean, I had a few beers, whatever.
Did you drink a case of beer, though, or a 12-pack of beers?
No. Exactly. No, I think I had 2 tall cans of Bud Light. I think that's what I had. And I'm sorry, I'm 56. I know what affects me and what doesn't, okay? I don't get to that point where I don't remember anything. And I had no hangover the next day, which was even more weird. Because if somebody's so obliviated and they don't remember things, then they're going to feel it, okay?
Looking back, you feel that way. But the morning after, what was that like?
I woke up like, I felt weird. Like, I felt good. Like, I didn't even feel like I drank, if that makes any sense.
Right.
I said to them, or said to Ernie, I go, yeah, I said, I don't know. I said, I don't remember anything last night. And he goes, you were pretty drunk. And I go, yeah, right. And then, my daughter was home. And she goes, Mom, you were really drunk. I said, what are you talking about? And she goes, Ernie carried you to your bed. I said, what? She was like, yeah. And then she waited till he left, and she told me that she was very nervous, that she had come out of her room to check on me, and he was standing over my bed just staring at me. And she called someone and didn't know what to do. And I guess she came in and said something to Ernie. He goes, oh, no, I'm leaving. It's okay. Stuff. So, I didn't think much of it. Then he waited till the afternoon. He says, Deb, I got to show you something. And I said, what? So he starts showing me these videos. I go, oh my God. And he's like shaking his head. And I said, what did you do? He's like, no, this was yesterday. You were so drunk. I said, no, I didn't drink that much. I said, I don't remember anything. Right. And then I said, oh my God, this is humiliating. And he goes, don't worry, I'm deleting these videos, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I know how you are. I said, you like to have something to hold over someone's head. That way, if they ever make you mad or this or that, you have some kind of, ammunition towards them. Mm-hmm. And my attitude was like, if you don't delete them, you don't need to be here. Because it was sickening. Like, I don't remember any of it. None. Yeah. And so anyways, he showed me, he said, oh, look, see, I deleted it. It's gone. So I was like, and then I brought it up later. I go, I still can't, why can't I remember anything? And he didn't say nothing. So, I was just like, whatever, and started being his little like housemaid, cooking for him, taking him up to a place to find out how to get some lightning tiger bracelets made. He ordered chargers, had them sent to my house. He wanted to put lightning tiger emblems on them, blah, blah, blah. So all that kind of stuff was going on. When he wasn't on YouTube, he kept me pretty busy, honestly. Well, actually, when he was on YouTube, I was busy too. So anyways, not long after that, my daughter wasn't home. She was staying at a friend's house. And again, okay, so what I had is I had a four pack of the tall beers, the Bud Lights. So I had 2 left. I was getting ready to have surgery on my foot in a few days. So I was a little nervous about that. And I drank the other 2 that I had left. Needless to say, the same thing happened to me again. And I woke up in my bed with him on me. I told him he needed to stop, and he did. And that's all I remember that day. It's humiliating, needless to say. Before that time too. Sorry, guys. Before that time too, he wanted to show me some self-defense moves. So he got me in a chokehold in the kitchen, and he took me down really fast. And like I said, I had to have foot surgery. Well, he kept wanting me to spar with him. And I said, I'm not going to spar with you, because here I'm thinking this is a guy dying of cancer. Is it a fair fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was in my head. Yeah. And he took me down, and then he wanted to show Clarissa a couple days later. So he did. He got me in this chokehold where he cut off all the air in my windpipe. I'm looking at my daughter, her eyes got real big, like she's freaking out. And he just like slams me to the floor, and I had bruises on me. Like, one time I was driving and he started pinching the back of my arm. And I said, ow, why'd you do that? And he was like, oh, that's a special nerve. So if you ever have to take somebody down, that's what you do. So I remember I was like, when it was time to get my surgery, I said, you see this big ass bruise on my arm? I said, if the doctor asked what that is, I'm telling him you did it to me. I can't read that. Sorry.
That was Army vet. He says, I'm sorry, baby girl. He says that he's stopping through.
Thank you. Guys, this is really hard. I've really not wanted to talk about any of this. It's very humiliating.
I mean, no one can beat you up more than you beat yourself up, and that's why this live is so important, for your voice to be heard. Anybody can say, well, why didn't you do this, or I would have done this, or whatever, but the fact is you weren't in that position, and you don't.
Or that state of mind either. I was kind of like a flight and fight mindset at the time. My nerves were bad all the time. I was walking on eggshells. Thank you, Tina. I'm so blessed to have you as like my sister.
I love you.
And I love you too. And the reason I'm crying right now is because of the humiliation all these people have done to me.
I wish.
And I'll tell you what, I'm fucking stronger.
You come down there and beat a fucking ass. But
how do you tell people like that? How do you tell people that when you don't even remember somebody taking a videotape of you, And then what I just now told you. Oh, and yes, guys, I am cleared of HIV. I've gotten 2 tests done. So now, when you idiots think I'm just picking on a guy because he has HIV, you're fucking wrong. I'm sorry, Tina.
No, fucking let it out. I mean, I've got all of this myself, and just that we've been silenced. We've been silenced to the level that we've been silenced, but silence no more.
And you know, I'm a pretty strong person, and I do my best to be a good person. Am I perfect? No, nobody is. But this man totally came into my life to suicide ruin me. And when I say that, he touched on every piece a person with any humanitarian empathy or of a heart, and tried to kill me, kill who I am.
Oh,
I don't know how else to put it.
He's a biological weapon. There's no telling how many women he infected in the same way that he targeted here off of YouTube. We have no idea what he did to women on YouTube or men. Apparently, men was his favorite. Hey, but Army Vet says a strong woman is a woman determined to do something others are determined not be done.
Thank you, Army Vet. Thank you. This was very hard. I knew this day was going to come, but thanks to Renee Marie for her bullshit with those emails. I just have to set your Tigger King. You misled people straight. And after this, I'm not going to make a career out of discussing Ernie's show on YouTube because, frankly, I want nothing to do with him whatsoever. And I mean that on my last dying breath. I want nothing to do with him. He's an opportunist predator. He's dangerous, not only to me or to you, but to himself because of his risky, weird shit he does. Okay. Let's go forward. Okay. So after all that had happened and I felt really weird and he was acting like, oh, I came on to him, blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't remember nothing. But the whole time he was like, oh, I think I'm falling in love with you. You guys can believe whatever you want, but until you see that dirty bastard in public, he's not that dream guy that you think he is. And that's the honest to God truth. Okay. Ernie does not look like what he looks like on YouTube. I mean, yeah, he looks like him some, but I'm saying he's not that guy that you think that he would be. Like he says, I'm a nightmare to some and a dream to others. Yeah, I guess so. You know, this is his grift. This is how he makes money. He's lied to you people. I caught him towards the end and I told him the night before he was leaving, he was pissed because he said he had a chargeback of PayPal from Win. And I'll never forget, my daughter's birthday was the day after Ernie was leaving. Okay. And he said, oh, it was $100 and something that got charged back. So myself, by that time, I was wanting him out of my house. Okay. He was mad and I said, don't be mean to her. You don't know what's going on. Maybe she didn't have the money. I know a lot of your supporters give you money. I mean, I myself over 3 years had given him $500. Okay. So that's just one person. Okay. How many more have given and given and given because you feel sorry for him? That's the con man of Ernie. You know, there for a little while when I really thought and believed he was homeless, I looked at him and I go, you know, I know you're just trying to get by and you think that this is the way or this is the way that you need to do it. I said, but that's a lie. I said, you don't have to be this way, Ernie. There's a lot of good people in this world that truly care about you, you know? And so I was very upset later on when I heard that he humiliated that woman and exploited her for things that she was victimized over years ago. I mean, ask yourselves, what kind of, okay, he took out protect women and children at all costs, okay? But let's say something like me. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm an aunt. I'm a friend. You know, is that protecting children? It's not when you victimize their parents. So I want you all to get that straight. I really don't give a fuck if y'all believe me or not. I really don't.
Well,
I'm saying this because
very charismatic. I mean, your parents even met him and loved him.
Everybody liked him.
He has that charm to get away from with like his bullshit that he always acts like he was just playing or, you know, it's all a part of the act to catch people or whatever. But that's just not the case. He's just a fucking dick.
Yeah, I mean, my family liked him. Now, my older son really never cared for Ernie. He actually told my mother after all this that he got serial killer vibes from him. And I was like, and he goes, Mom, he goes, I've been around people. I know when something's off with somebody. He told me this after, you know, I got Ernie out of here. And you guys are wondering why I didn't call the cops. I wasn't allowed to have my phone because that bitch took everything. Always. I thought about one time running out of my front door. Oh, during this highway run, I wanted to run out my front door and go to my neighbors. And he even creeped out my next door neighbor. She said something to me after he was gone. She said the Secret Service came over and questioned her too about him and the people across the road. The reason I didn't, because my road people speed here, and I was afraid Ernie would let my dogs out because he didn't like my husky because my husky tried to bite him. He tried to talk me into getting rid of my dog. He said, he's dangerous. He tried to bite me. He's really going to hurt someone one day. And I looked at him and I go, I'm sorry, but my dog is staying. Like what it was is I think Ernie got comfortable or felt comfortable enough to where I started to see the real Ernie. And that's where he probably let his guard down. And I saw this abusive, antisocial side of him. Tina, are you there? Tina?
Yes, I muted it because I'm making coffee and I was going to drown you out.
Okay, well, I'm shutting off my cam, okay?
Okay, shut off your cam.
Thanks. Okay, that's better. Okay. I don't enjoy people grifting off my pain.
Yeah, I get it. I love you.
I love you too, sister. And because of you and Barbara Walters and Mount Violet and some other people and my friends and my family besides you guys is actually what's gotten me through my horrible, awful experience. Like, I had never had somebody just feel that it was okay to violate me the way he did. Never.
Yeah.
In my home. In my home.
Jesse, I'm going to say this. See, this is the kind of stuff, though, that YouTubers have done to make us discredit what people would come and say at us. Because the video that everybody says that he was abusing my dog, he was not abusing my dog. My dog is like a big, giant snuffleupagus that, loves to just cuddle. People can lay on top of him. He was laying behind Silver, and he, just like was showing his face and wrapped his arm around his neck. And Silver was just like looking. I do know that I had never seen him fucking with Falcor, though. And someone had a picture of him or a video of him taunting the all-white younger dog. And I'd never seen that one until recently. He didn't do that in front of me. But, Falcor wasn't anything like Silver. Silver is just a big, giant Clifford dog. You can waller with him, and he loves it. I mean, so that's the kind of misinformation that people would throw out there, but that's part of their game. Is they knew that they were given, this false information. They would use things in a way that wasn't what they meant, and everybody knew it, but they could make it look like anything they wanted. So it just really discredited anybody. And all these people would say that they were a victim of this and that, but no one ever made any reports. Nobody ever did anything at all. And then they'd, go back and forth with this, back to the Mean Girls, back to Mama T, going along with traitors. And it just seemed like a big, stupid game that people were just playing. And who was the winners here?
Nobody.
Truth.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, just what you said, Tina, I genuinely really had feelings for Ernie as a person. Like, I cared about him. I was so worried about him. And all these people now that think I'm a liar and, I made up stuff just to get him in trouble. You're so fucking stupid, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, without him getting whatever help that he needs, because I'm not a doctor and I'm sure as hell not a psychiatrist, okay? Without him ever getting the help that he needs with who he is, you will experience this from him. I promise you. And if you don't, it's because you're not around him enough. That's why.
I promise you this. Around him.
Hopefully not.
He can fucking eat lead soup for all I fucking care.
Yeah, I mean, he can fuck off and die. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. After all.
And I mean, I'm going to say it. Because if he does come here or come around my family, I was already told by, well, let's say this, professional people that protect the community. Yeah. Is that good enough? Lead soup.
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to say, so after all this, and again, I'm embarrassed and not remembering things, he started being really nice to me. He started buying me things. I'm busy. I was doing a lot of, community things. And he'd be like, oh, let me take you out to lunch. Or, oh, here, I don't need this. And he would give me like earbuds or, just, I can't explain it, a couple times shirts, whatever. And then I was like, maybe I'm just reading too much into everything. Like, I started really questioning myself a lot, which, if anybody has ever been abused, that's a cycle of it. So anyways, then he kept bugging me. Come on. Oh, no. Then I had my foot surgery. And my mom and my daughter will vouch for this. I couldn't walk and I was still under anesthesia. And he goes, let me help her. He picks me up and he rams my foot right into the door that I had the surgery on. And my mom was furious. And like, he threw me on the bed.
Yeah,
and they were like,
I never heard this one.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been. But the point is, again, it should be common sense. If somebody's like kind of sedated and just had surgery, you should try to be careful, And nobody asked him to do that. Like, he took it upon himself. Maybe it was an accident, but they didn't like the fact how he threw me on my bed, I guess. Because my mom told me
he was trying to help you? I don't get
this part. At first, but yes, he was acting like, here, no, I got her. Let me help her. I'll carry her in her room. And then that's what happened. But I guess they were mad because he threw me on my bed. So he would have been probably better off not helping me. Even if, maybe it wasn't a mistake. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not in his head,
Right. I mean, at the time, did you think he was just being clumsy and trying to be helpful in a clumsy fashion?
I mean, I was out of it still from the anesthesia, and I go, dude, what are you doing to me? And then I go, ow. And then I started laughing, but it wasn't a laugh like it was funny. It was a laugh like, oh shit, that hurt, And then, yeah, he just threw me in my bed, so.
Was he apologetic? Like, oh, I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. And like I said, they were mad. And, then I would kind of start telling my mom some things here and there, stuff like how he would just snap and blow up at me if I'd ask him something. And one day I'll never forget, I said to him, wow, you're so defensive. You like to fight, don't you? Because I love to fight, so get used to that. And I was like, what the hell's wrong with him?
Shit, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. He went from one extreme to another, a dying man to being a prick. You know what I'm saying? And then when he first came here, I mean, he was so humble. He was like, Debbie, I just want to say something. Thank you so much for being nice to me. And then it made me feel bad. I was like, Ernie, no one should ever have to thank anybody for being nice to them. Like, I really felt this need to protect him and help him out. I couldn't explain it, but it was manipulation. Now, looking back, or mental health problems, whatever. But anyway, so after all that, he was like, well, I'll help you because I couldn't drive. He said he had his license. Did I go through his stuff and check? No, I didn't. I probably should have. So a couple times he drove me to the store because I couldn't drive. It was my right foot. So like within a week of me having my surgery, he was like, hey, I got to talk to you about something. And I said, what? He goes, would you like to go to New York with me? And I go, I'm not going to New York. And he was starting to get on my nerves with his mouth too. Like I remember thinking, there's no way I can go on a trip like this with him. He'll drive me crazy. And I was like, no, I just had the surgery. And I was like, oh, are you going for your surgery? He goes, no. He goes, the RNC offered me some money. They want me to do a documentary, and they want me to do a jump out of a helicopter and film it for a documentary. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, you know? He goes, yeah, but I need you there. I need your help. And it was just kind of weird. And I was like, no. So what he did is he went to my daughter's boyfriend and her and asked them if they would like to go to New York and it was a free trip and everything. Well, I mean, so 18 and 17, what kid is going to say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I was pissed about that because I was like, oh, great, you know?
Now I have to go to New York.
Yeah, because I already know anybody that has kids, you know how that shit goes down. You'll
I know,
forget.
when you don't have like proper excuses, it's hell to pay.
Yes, and I knew it was going to be hell to pay. So then by that time, he was talking to this woman that he was with, Agent, what's her last name again? Agent what? They were calling her Helms.
Helms.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would hear him talking to her, and here he was telling me it was some woman that he used to work with, that she's a badass with knives. They busted so much pedos, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, he's feeling a little bit better. They might do some work together, etc.
Didn't he say that she worked for the RNC as well?
I feel like he did. Because
I'm pretty sure he did. Because that's the person who bought his phones, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
so he had the phone sent.
Yeah.
Because what happened, and I think this is why he was in such a rush, actually, also to go to New York. Angelo had called him on his cell phone 2 days before that, and he had him on speaker. It was like 2 days after he called Kemper's work and complained and told Applebee's. Huh?
Angelo and him?
Oh, Angelo was screaming at him. Yeah. Well, Angelo was screaming at him and threatening him and telling him he was coming for him. And I recognized Angelo's voice, and I gave Ernie a dirty look. He was like, oh, Karen must have doxed my number. And I was like, oh, okay. So the day Ernie got picked up, of course, I didn't believe that because he did, what, a 5-hour live or whatever, had her up there. So I was like, oh, if that was really all true, he wouldn't be just acting like they're best buddies. You know what I'm saying? So we go to New York. He started telling me that he had some leads. He had to check out something about Summer Wells, which was going by their house. You know, there was nothing big on that. You know, was it creepy? Yes, it was. I mean, I would not live there. And then he had to possibly look for Sebastian Rogers. So we stayed at this dive in Kingsport or Rogers.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you need to include the fact that the whole Sebastian Rogers thing is because he was talking to Dog.
Yeah, he told me that he was going to call him, and he filmed. You guys saw the Bauer Sox video? That's the local Bauer Sox where I live, Bauer Sox Air Conditioning Company. So you guys go look them up, and you will see that Tesla truck where it says Bauer Sox. That's who those people are. Okay. Yeah. And he kept saying, oh, I got to call Dog. I got to call Dog about some things. So
it's no fucking coincidence that Dog the Bounty Hunter decided to pick up his social media game at the exact same time that Ernie was going down.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of weird things. And what does it all connect to is money.
They definitely know each other. And I know they know each other. And I know for a fact that Xander was getting hired to be Leland's driver in the Hummer for an event that they were having that got canceled. I heard the phone calls myself. I heard the phone calls with Dog's daughter and all of that shit. So, you know, all these YouTubers that were like, oh, he's lying. He just did a photo op at a Comic-Con and all that. It discredited anything that you motherfuckers had to say about him. But that's y'all's game too. I'll just state that. Because the people that did know for a fact that y'all were full of shit called your bluff. So, you know.
Right.
There are a lot of YouTubers that are very much responsible for how long this game of a fucking movie, LARP deal. I can't believe you motherfuckers. Anyways, carry on.
So we stayed at some kind of dive in Kingsport. And you guys might remember the live that Ernie was doing where he was saying there was prostitutes at a motel. And he's going, oh, hey, sweetie, no, not right now or whatever. Like, we were in the room sleeping. Like, he was doing that from my car. That's so nasty. He ended up telling us after we got the room that this motel was shut down years ago because they found dead bodies in the wall. After, you know, we'd already checked in.
That's gross.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow. And then finally my daughter even hated it there. And she said, this is the deal. If you don't get us a better hotel room, we're leaving you here, Ernie. She flat out told him that. And we did the next day. But the last day we were in Tennessee, which I wanted to meet up. Well, Ernie also wanted to really work things out with Tina and Xander and PHN. He had told me that, you know, and he said, and I'm dying, you know, that whole pity party. Like Tina and Xander and Barbara and all them stopped talking to him. They started talking to him because of me, because of what I told them about him. That he
we
was
literally
dying.
only started talking to him because we knew that we found out he was at your house.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do whatever we could to help get him well, to get him the fuck out of there. Because we were afraid of the YouTubers, the consequences of the YouTubers coming after you. We really didn't think that, like, he was dangerous in a decrepit state. But I've always said that Ernie's a very dangerous man. And it's not wise for anyone to fucking poke the fucking bear like that. You know?
Well, they poked him so much that not only is he destroyed mentally, but in those emails, and even before he got arrested, the lies he told all of you about me. Let me tell you something. I guess I believed those lies before too. So I get it. But all of you knew that I always tried to help Ernie. And I was always kind to you guys. I mean, looking back, any problems I've had with anybody was from helping him or whatever, you know, and you can't imagine how foolish I feel too. You know, like I thought I was smarter than this, which I know I am. But what it was, he fooled everybody. He fooled everybody. My uncle liked him a lot. And if you would have saw his face when he found out what all Ernie did to me and everything. I mean, I don't know if you guys have an uncle that's like 71 ready to cry because they just can't believe they were also fooled.
Yeah.
He felt awful for me.
Kimber, you need to go someplace the fuck else because you're just
Oh my
a fucking
God, this
problem.
isn't about
And
you,
you're
Kimber.
just as fucking much of a conspirator with Ernie. You knew him. You lying motherfucker. Y'all are all busted, Kimber. You just
Kimber,
don't
and I've
realize
been
it.
hearing the nasty
You're one of
shit
the winning
that you
turds.
say.
You're a winning turd.
You know, and I thought there for a while, oh, wow, they were all right. But guess what, guys? You were part of this process. You were part of the process of me being
No, Kimber
victimized.
and Scumbo have worked together this whole fucking time.
Well, before he left, he told me they all have a Discord together. He said all the creators. He said in back chat, we have a Discord. I mean, it was pretty believable. But I mean, I know Ernie's a liar. Don't get me wrong. Okay. So I don't know what's true, what's not. But after what I've seen just even lately, I would say so. And I would say Charlie K is working these viewers. So that way when King Tigger gets out,
Oh, I think that
people are
motherfucker's a
still...
pedo. I think he's Nambla all the way, just like Bandit is King Nambla.
Oh, you mean the witchcraft voodoo weirdo?
Yeah, I don't even bring that turd up. He's a
No.
winning turd too.
You know, Tina, there for a while, I tried to ignore some of the things and just kind of be like, you know, just ignore it. They don't know. They don't understand. They think he's this great guy. I did it one time too. But you know what? When I heard the awful, terrible things that you people were saying about me, oh, I'm a dyke, Ernie turned me down. You know what? I guess you guys have never seen anybody that I've dated. Because let me tell you something. I date guys that are at least 6 foot and have arms the size of my thighs. So you guys are retarded, honestly. Like Ernie's not even my type of guy.
I mean, you're very attractive. I don't think you have a hard time getting men, and I definitely don't think you need to scrape them off the fucking homeless bus station corner. 95 fucking pounds or whatever the hell he weighed, smelling like death with troll toes. Like, yum, I'm gonna get me some meat.
Right? Right? That was funny.
Yeah, come on, people.
He didn't even have a freaking car. Come on, people. I have my own place. I have a car. I have a job. You know, I don't have to answer to anybody because I don't.
I know. They like to make up their own stories for their own agendas, though.
I mean, it's funny. And if you love the ghost, let me tell you something, you little hoe. Next time you have men or people walking around in your fields and you decide to call Tina or tell one of us, oh, somebody's messing with me and follow me, don't call. Because me and Tina are the ones that got the cops out to your house to make sure you were okay. And you know what? I can only feel sorry for people long enough. Like I said, I got it for a little bit. But what I heard, what you people have said about me, you can all go fuck off. And then do it again. That's how I feel about you now. I never did nothing to any of you. But I would like to let you guys know this because I don't think Charlie K knows this yet. That really degrading live you made of me, the Northport police did see it, and now it's also been entered into the case. Just like the screenshot I got of Renee Marie saying that mine is coming. You know, you guys want to go down for your Tigger King? That's up to you all. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's okay to have a heart. Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you. What I went through should not change me. Okay, it did change me. Okay, but what I'm doing with that change is realizing the wrong people don't deserve that kind of empathy from me. That's what I've learned. And sometimes things happen to people for a reason, like him.
Well, he'd still be doing this if you weren't the one. And I think we should. I think you should clarify exactly what was said that actually got Secret Service involved, so that everybody can just fuck off with that. Oh, she called the Secret Service because she was mad. All that bullshit.
Okay, now
tell the truth about how all that went down.
No, the cops did come here. And it was like part of our SWAT team, 2 of the guys were. And I told them he wasn't here. They asked me where he went. Ernie was saying North Carolina, but I told them South Carolina because I saw his phone receipt from Agent Helms. He left all that stuff in the back room. See, he told me he was going to New York. He was going to North Carolina because of his brain shift. No lie. He said this. And you know, guys know the rest of the story. I'm not going to repeat it. But he said he's going to come back better. And then I remember looking at him when he said, you never know, I might come back cancer free. And then he must have saw the expression on my face. Like, I really, that minute, thought he was lying about the cancer. Because it seemed very weird. He acted like he was going to get this miracle antidote, okay? Oh, before I go on, one more thing, guys. He also lied to you that I made up a prescription for him. Even though you guys know how it is with Nicolina. Nicolina caught on to that because she is in the medical field. So if that shit was made up, trust me. It's a felony, people. Come on. You can't do these kind of things that he's saying. I could go to jail for forging a prescription. Are you guys not, like, there? Nor, why would I do that? Listen, I'm just going to say...
They try to say that you were revenging or something like that, but he should have told you to fucking post it. Because you were telling, I remember we all went off on him.
Oh, I got text messages.
HIV meds or what? You're laying naked with chicks on fucking YouTube? Are they protected? Do they know? You know?
And he started accusing me of being jealous. I was like, no, this is sick. And then I brought up, I said, I don't like how you treated me or how you talked to me, and I don't think you should come back here. And I said, and I was being sarcastic, and I go, oh, I guess I'll have to get an HIV test. But when the police came, they asked me, what all was said, et cetera. And I told them what the last words were with Ernie about what he said about Trump. Right. Okay. So.
Which we're not allowed to go into any more details about what we know beyond that.
No. But, so when the police were here, we started, they went through his things. They went through my phone. They saw everything. They said that they were expediting this to the Secret Service. The U.S. Capitol Police in D.C. called me. I told them, they said, we're also sending it upstairs. When the police were here, they went through everything. They saw his dildos. They saw everything. And I remember he took a pen and was lifting it up. And I looked at him and go, it's okay if you want to laugh. I said, ooh, and I told them what happened. between me and Ernie. I told them that day.
Right.
And the policeman said, it turns out that he gave you HIV. We're going to press charges on him. And like I said, thank God I don't have it. My doctor
That's
said
why
one of the...
everything was in holding, guys. They were waiting to find out if she contracted HIV because it was going to be a
thank
whole
God I
different
didn't.
crime.
Because you know
Thank
what?
God she does not have HIV.
This man has been my fucking nightmare. And I'm not even joking. He's been my nightmare. And you know what? I felt like maybe I would feel better getting this out, but not really. In a way, I kind of feel like I'm reliving it again. And I know he's not here and everything. But you guys have no idea. Like, you guys keep thinking, oh, well, it's her fault. You know, she helped him. No. It's called helping a human fucking being. What I do every day. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and my day does not end until 8 o'clock at night because I'm doing disaster relief work. Okay? I've talked people out of suicide because they've lost everything. All right? So that's how I want to spend my time on earth. But sadly, Ernie's an evil person. And I don't care what any of you all say about me or think or play him up again. Because I'm going to tell you what, Ernie's a business. Okay? Now you got his channel, the other commentator with his Cash App up. I mean, don't you guys see patterns here? Of course they're going to be nice to people because they don't want any more enemies. And I don't care about the lies Ernie tells all them because that's exactly what it is. When Ernie couldn't get a hold of Charlie, I asked Ernie, do you want me to call the police to check on him? And he's like, yes, please. So he got his phone number, got his address, and I did. He was on the phone with Renee Marie, and she told Ernie, hey, I just got a hold of the police. And they also said that Deb called too. And he said, yeah, she did. So Renee Marie, don't play fucking stupid. Can you hear me?
For a second.
Which part?
I don't know. Back up. About 2 sentences
About Charlie?
at least. Oh, yeah.
About Charlie?
About that creepy ass pedo looking motherfucker.
I'm just saying, look how he always has his Cash App now. Like, let's continue the show.
Why is anybody even watching that weirdo? He's gross.
What they don't get, Tina, is you know what they miss? They miss the bond they have with each other as an audience. You guys leave Ernie in your house and you try to help him like I did, you're on your own. I'm just saying it straight up. You're on your own. Ernie is a liability, and I ain't lying. And I shouldn't even be having to put all my personal business out here. But since you evil motherfuckers want to FOIA records and this and that, but like I said, the police know all this. So, you know, I really don't care because there's a special place in hell for y'all. That's how I feel. For you guys to exploit people's pain just to get views and just to make money, you're some real sick people, honestly. But guess what? Ernie didn't win. You know why? I'm a fighter. I always find a way to get back up, and I'm up. And that's why I decided to do this, because of what they've been doing.
Over one way or another.
Oh, it is.
Shackles and chains and bars and prison stripes or lead motherfucking soup. I promise.
Yeah. So I wanted to say one thing. So when the police know everything, and so the Secret Service. I told them everything, just like I'm telling you guys. I asked the detective to keep out what he did to me out of the police report because of the YouTubers. And I started showing him Johanna's posts. And I told him about Nicolina. I told him about what these people do. I said, I've never seen something so weird in my entire life where they turn abuse into content. And I don't want to be their content. So he did. It's you can't FOIA my records, people. You can't. It's classified. Are there records? Most definitely. But you can't get them. And I had told Angelo that too. I said, I'm not allowed to discuss it. I told Mama T. Mama T is another one. Thank you, Mama T. She also kept my secret of this because I needed some people to talk to about this because it just freaked me out, all of this. You know, like I said, unless you've been abused and been through something very traumatic like this, you don't get it. You know, you question yourself, you doubt yourself, you're embarrassed, you're humiliated. And, you know, I don't wish that on anyone.
Yeah, I mean, you're such a sweet, innocent, vulnerable. That's why I was saying that the things that he did to you, and he couldn't have chosen a more vulnerable, innocent adult.
And a giving adult. You know, I gave to him without any ties. I fed him when he was hungry. You know, I helped him get close.
From your best friends, dude. Like, what the fuck?
And it wasn't like hiding him like from the law stuff because I flat out told him. I was like, well, you know, really, if people come here, I'm not going to lie about it. He did get upset about that. He was like, well, if they come here, you just say I'm not here. I said, hell no. I said, I'm helping this community. I'm not going to lie for you. And he was mad about that. He did expect me to do that. And I said, no. So you guys saw that part when he was helping me look for the missing teen girl in Northport. That was true. He did talk to the police and stuff. And I was standing there. He said his name and his date of birth. And then I was talking to the mother and the two sisters. So I don't know what else was said between the two of them. But when the police did come here, I told them, you know, where he went. And I said, you're welcome to look around. And when the detective said, okay, thanks. And he looked around and he goes, well, we got, what did he say? Either 11 or 17 calls about him and said that you had massive ammunition and massive drugs in your house. Yeah. So I had to say again, please go look at the past reports that I filed with you guys from my address and you will see exactly what's going on. And the cops were mad. They were like, okay, we were here, we checked and we're out. When I had to tell the detective about Ernie and when he asked me what was last said, that's when I told him what he said in the car about Trump. And at first I thought he was just being whatever, because he says that all the time. You guys have heard him on YouTube. I'll kill you, I'll do this, I'll do that, you know? And then I said, Ernie, stop, that's not even funny. And he gave this weird smile. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad he's leaving, you know? So what happened, then a couple days later, he kept making videos saying he was in Pennsylvania. And that was worrisome. So the detectives took what Ernie said serious. because Trump just got shot in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't make it up. I don't care how much Ernie says he loves Trump, hates
Ernie says he's
Trump.
going to kill
whatever.
everybody. Like, I would not even take him seriously, even if he fucking said that.
Right.
And, so there's that.
But by kept saying you're in Pennsylvania, it was weird because he wasn't there.
Right.
Remember, he was with that
He was
Ethan
fucking with
House.
their head. He was fucking with their head,
Oh,
which is even more fucked up because why? That's just weird.
that's
Hey,
what
back
I'm
up there.
saying.
You gotta
Why?
finish the New York story. Everybody's like, wait, back up.
Oh,
the New
I'm
York
sorry,
story
guys.
is very, very important, folks. This is the most
It's my
important.
fault. I'm jumping around because I have anxiety over all this.
I know.
Um,
We all do that. We get our feelings and
yeah, I got to try to
continue
like
based
not
on our
feel.
feelings.
Yeah. So anyways, okay, so when we're in Tennessee, and I told you we stayed at that ratty hotel, we went to this cave in Tennessee, and it was a cave that Ernie said, and I can't remember the name of it, it's
5
Tina.
caves.
Five caves, yeah. So we went there and it was pretty sus. Like you go to this house, you fill out enter at your own risk thing. You either cash app them the money, leave cash, whatever. Go down this hill, which I fell down it because like I said, I just had the surgery on my foot. My right foot wasn't strong and the hill was steep. We go in this cave. This cave is so freaking dangerous. And when I say dangerous, it's so muddy. There's no traction. There's nothing to basically grab on. So I said to Ernie, I said, well, we're out. We're going back to the car. Like you're on your own. So that video he did with the water up to him in the cave, that was a real video. He was really in there.
Oh, no.
Anyways, so after that, we're leaving, we're going to New York and stuff. And Ernie starts changing the story, saying that, first off, I said, why would the RNC pay you and stuff? And he goes, look, the Attorney General is paying me. I said, who? He said, the Attorney General and his daughter and her daughter. I said, what Attorney General? Because I know my Attorney General. I can call and ask them. And he said, the Attorney General of New York. And I go, oh, okay. I'm like, that's kind of weird. So anyway,
you didn't know who that was, though.
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't putting two and two together.
Of the story.
Yes. Yeah, so I wasn't putting two and two together. Can you hear me? Because I'm in the car.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks. So anyways, after that, he starts telling me that they were paying him. He had to do a rescue. I think he said 3 or 4 kids. He said in the tunnel. And I go, oh. And I go, well, who's all doing it? He goes, we are. I said, what do you mean we? He goes, us. He goes, why do you think I wanted you guys to come? And I looked at him. I go, the kids? He goes, yeah, we're going to go in the tunnels. It's going to be like 1 a.m. in the morning. And I go, the fuck we are. I said, it's one thing if I want to do it, but I'm not having my daughter and her boyfriend go. Hell no. And I started getting suspicious because I thought that was really weird. So we're in New York that day. Oh, no. Let me go to this. On the way to New York, Ernie stops at 2 Army surplus stores and buys these huge ass freaking knives, like the kind that you could slay someone's head off for real. I think I showed him one time.
Yeah, some pretty fucking stealthy blades.
Yes. So we're in New York and, he's kind of being a dick. And so my daughter and her boyfriend, they're riding bikes through New York City because it's what they wanted to do. So he was like, hey, hang on, let's go to Trump Towers or Trump Plaza, I mean. So we go there and Ernie's gone for a while. He goes, I have to go upstairs. No one's allowed up there, like it's whatever, So I'm downstairs looking in the gift shop, getting something to drink, just sitting at the table. Comes down and he was like, oh, I need to go back to the car. So he put this like black plastic bag that was tied in his backpack and he started looking at me really weird. I can't explain it. Not nervous, maybe nervous or serious. And I remember thinking, what the fuck's in that bag? But I forgot about it, okay? Later,
but he did not have the bag when y'all got to Trump Towers, right?
No, it was after.
So he procured a bag at Trump Towers from someone.
Well, he left, I think. Well, maybe he did get it at Trump Towers. Who knows?
How long was he gone?
He was gone like 45 minutes to an hour, and he did it twice, okay? The reason I said he might have left Trump Towers, and this is going to make y'all laugh, after we left the car and stuff, I was walking somewhere, and he was like, and you guys might have remember, he was filming these girls fighting because they were in their bikinis because their boss didn't pay them. He messages me. Okay. Well, the only reason I'm saying that is because I saw him filming it. Well, anyways, he sends me a message and says, Debbie, come here. Come back to Times Square and meet Naked Cowboy. So I go there. And he introduces me, and I'm like, hello. So when we walk away, I look at his butt. I mean, just because, Naked Cowboy. And Ernie looks at me. He's like, he's not that great, is he? I was like, whatever. I mean, I'm laughing because it was so random. Little did I know, we were actually,
than yours.
Yeah, no, we were rating the same guy. We were rating the same guy.
Right.
So anyways, it rains. It pours for like hours. Ernie's gone. He says he's looking for a car. We couldn't remember where the car was. Me and the kids were sitting there. I mean, the water came past my ankles, and I mean, it just downpoured. So Ernie was supposed to pay for the parking, which was $65, okay? We finally find the car. I get a hold of him. He was like, oh, I'm at 200th whatever street, looking for it. And I said, well, we just found the car. He goes, I'll meet you there. My battery's almost dead. So we're waiting, and we don't have the ticket for the parking because it's inside the car. The guys, made me pay it. They take us down in the elevator, and I get the car, out of the basement part of the garage. So who shows up like literally 5 minutes later? But Ernie, of course, after, I paid that. Then I was like, I looked at him and I go, look, I know you have plans tonight about a tunnel and stuff. I said, I already told you 3 or 4 times, we're not going. If you want to go, you're welcome to stay here. I can drop you off at a hotel. You can go do your thing and I'll meet up with you later. I said, but me and the kids are leaving. So he shook his head no, that he didn't want to go. So he got his food that night, but he didn't want to eat. And I thought it was weird. I was like, whatever. The next morning I took the key. He asked me to take the key to the office, whatever. So I did. And apparently this gets even weirder. He starts yelling at my daughter and I didn't know why they were like arguing because I wasn't there and said that I cost him $10,000 last night. So like I'm like, what the hell is he
Why the
talking
fuck would
about?
you even say that to a kid anyways? That is so fucked up.
Yeah, thank you. But he kept telling me before he was going to get paid $10,000 to go to New York. But remember, he was telling me this about doing the helicopter thing, coming out of the chopper. Remember I
Right.
told you that? He said that?
Yeah.
So I couldn't understand why my daughter and stuff was so mad. And then, we're getting all their stuff and she's freaking out. She goes, who stole my underwear? I go, what are you talking about? She goes, my underwear are gone. And I'm like, maybe all the clothes got mixed up. Their suitcases all in the room. She misplaces shit all the time. She ends up later telling me, like after Ernie's gone or whatever, that she found some of his clothes in her suitcase, as well as I did too. So we feel like Ernie went through her stuff. Like when we were
Yeah, but how
asleep
the
or
fuck
not
would he
in
just
the
like accidentally stick his own shit in her suitcase?
But we didn't do it.
Yeah, I know. It's just weird.
Yeah. I mean, why would we put his stuff in our suitcase?
Hey, did you ever show her those panties he put on his face?
No.
Were those hers? Do you know
When
what?
I saw the part, I didn't see that part. So
I never saw that either, but
no, I think Ernie deleted the video. But if you guys remember, he was being real raunchy with those women in the hotel room and putting underwear in his mouth and being gross and stuff. I don't want to watch it, but I'm just wondering if that's my daughter's underwear, honestly.
that is so fucking nasty.
Yeah, he's a straight up opportunist predator. And you know what? You guys can argue all you want. I'm on my way to pick up my daughter, so she can tell you guys herself what Ernie was like. That's how I feel. And you know what?
She's almost 18, so y'all just get the idea of her being some vulnerable little kid. She's also a championship high school wrestler, and
Yep.
I'm pretty sure she could
She's
probably take
beast.
any of you guys that are sitting here judging any of this shit. She's
Oh, she would. And you know what? She would beat someone's ass for her mom, too. She already told me that. Do you know how upset she is what Ernie did to me and my family? He didn't only traumatize and victimize me. He victimized a lot of people that trusted him and thought he was a good guy. And you know what? You guys can lie and say I'm lying, but guess what? Shit's documented at the health department. I actually went to the same health department I was taking him to for his fake cancer, which was really his HIV medicine.
These people have been running this crazy ass fucking LARP for a long time. Like that I call her Scam Bradshaw, the one who says that she's the reason that the butthole pictures that allegedly exist came from her and all that shit.
Oh.
And that chick, we have a whole live about her scamming and hitting on Jamie in Cobb County, and then tried to tell us that he was like jacking off to I don't know. I can't even remember. Her story was crazy. And then she told me that she had made police reports and all this shit. And they didn't know that we were actually working with Detective Whitmere. And Detective Whitmere said no. No, she had not called the Cobb County Sheriff's Department, but she was all acting like a big victim of Jamie's. And that's how she got into Ernie's life, allegedly. Oh. But come to find out, that chick knew Benny Keys' kid growing up.
Oh, that's weird.
Whenever Scumbo brought that little girl onto his, page, then that chick was sitting there talking all in the chat about knowing her ever since she was a baby girl. So how the fuck are all these people knowing each other like this?
That's what I'm
saying. They just
all
happen to be on these little bitty YouTube pages. You know how many thousands and thousands and thousands of people have their own fucking YouTube channels? How are all these people connected in some way together like that, guys?
No, I'm telling you, that's why I do believe what Ernie said, that they all these creators have this Discord. And all people have to do is start kind of looking, the signs are everywhere that you guys have heard about this for years. Open your eyes. Ask yourself why all of a sudden Lightning Tigger's channel, they're all badmouthing Ernie on it, which is hilarious. And they're all friends with supposedly the people that got him arrested or got him caught.
And there's some people shut the fuck up too. Like,
I mean, it's so weird. I mean, you people think that this is just all rehearsed and acted. Some is, but it also reminds me of some dark web bullshit where they really cause people real pain in life to make movies.
This is like weird fucking DARPA shit, just like Cindy said earlier. This is some weird fucked up shit.
Yep. And I'm at the point people can believe what they want. I really don't give a fuck. I really don't even owe anybody an explanation. But I was just so angry when I saw what Renee Marie did to me yesterday. I thought, you want to make me look like this, like that. Let me tell you guys something. The experience was so awful with him that I can't even make this shit up. I can't even make up what I just told you all.
You what?
I mean, it's just weird.
Here, wait just a second.
Sure.
Pandora just got home. Did you have fun at the Vandross Idol?
But no one else was wearing a costume except the people that were playing it.
Oh, you were the only one in the audience wearing a costume?
No. There were two other shaming girls. They made the same mistake.
Oh, yeah?
And they.
Oh, okay. So you weren't alone wearing your costume. That's okay.
There was like so many people on there.
Oh, yeah?
Like everybody there was staring at me.
Oh, yeah, because you're so cute in your costume.
No, because I was in a costume. They were doing like
Yeah, she can spend the night with Katie. Go get your toothbrush and stuff.
She's such a sweet little girl. I love her.
She is the sweetest. I love my
all your kids are, Tina. They got hearts of angels. And I'm going to say one more thing before I forget. There for a while, I was like, oh my God, all these people really were right about Ernie. Like when those things went, we put it out there. I did not watch everything that all these people were doing because the way they.
You're lucky you. I'm listening to you, sweetie.
No, you're good.
I got same as Taylor because I wanted to try it because I never tried it.
What'd you get?
A chicken taco with just sour cream.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I bet that was good.
Yeah. Here, you want to say hi to Debbie?
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, Debbie. I can't hear you.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
Love you, little girl.
Love you too.
Aw, you're such a sweetheart. Guess what I'm doing?
What?
I'm picking up my little daughter.
You have a daughter?
You remember
Remember you
Clarissa
met her?
when they came to the cafe?
Do you remember when we came to visit you in your last house?
It's been too long.
Do you remember when I was like 3 hours shy?
What'd she say?
Do you,
No, she didn't know you when you were 3. Here, give me the phone.
I thought you meant the time when my mom's friend came over and then I was like 3 hours so shy. Remember
Do you
I
remember
hid
me
under the
now?
table?
Do you remember
No,
me
I
now?
don't remember this at all.
Mom,
What?
remember I hid under the table? Then when I tried to get out, I bumped my head.
Was this at the cafe?
Yes.
I don't know. I love you. Go get your stuff ready.
She's so cute.
She's the cutest.
And you know, all kids have a right to be innocent
I know.
and see the good in the world.
See,
You
my
know?
kids, they all thought Ernie was an asshole. Sequoia liked Ernie because Ernie, Sequoia's a really natural tracker. And Sequoia really likes to show off his skills. And Ernie really was training us when he was at the cafe. It wasn't just like hanging out. And
Right.
and the guy definitely has some skills that normal
He
people do
does.
not have. And
He
he
does.
knows how
It's
to
not
teach.
normal.
So it was obvious that he had taught a lot of self-defense classes, tracking, stuff like that. And I mean, that's what we did. We did training exercises, self-defense. We were going to offer free self-defense classes to the community and all that shit. So, you know, the guy had a lot more of his, like with us, I mean, it was seriously very, very professional.
Right.
I mean, you know, aside from like, you know, just us joking around and making fun of the grinder pics or whatever, and
Right.
making fun of people and stuff like that. And we have a pretty raw sense of humor. And
Yep.
we had a lot of fun making fun of weirdos.
We've
But
been
other
gone
than
there,
that,
though.
I mean, it was professional.
Yeah.
He would talk to obvious, you know, important people. Let's just say
Right.
that. And definitely, I don't give a fuck what anybody believes or not. I know that he knows Don Jr. and talked to him. I heard 3 different phone calls myself. And I've already told how I can third-party verify that that's exactly who the fuck it was.
Right.
So I don't care if anybody believes me or not.
Well, exactly. And you know, here's the thing. I think after what I've experienced, like I think I told you that one time, he wanted to go to Walgreens. He wanted to get some like those dental plaque things you use instead of what's the word floss. And he started
Oh, the pics
embarrassing
or
me.
floss?
Yeah, the pics. He
Okay.
started making a scene in there, being all hyper. Jesus, $3.99 a piece, and I go, well, they're 2 for $4, and he was making a big ordeal out of it. And I was like, Ernie, I'll get him. Please don't humiliate me. I said, I live here, and I think it was his con. And after my experience and what I've seen with him too, with lying to people on YouTube and stuff, there was no doubt in my mind. I always thought he'll do anything for money, honestly. But anyways, my daughter is here, and I wanted her to just give her intake on Ernie, since now, did I tell you they're trying to exploit me and say I'm a liar, and Ernie turned me down, and I wanted him, and
Hey,
he didn't
girl,
do anything.
you're on a YouTube with me.
It's Tina.
Hi. Yeah,
Can you hear her?
he's definitely a predator, and he preyed on my mom and our family. And he came in looking really sick. I felt bad for him, and my boyfriend actually completely didn't buy it at all, and was always kind of mean about it. I was like, "How could you be so mean to someone with cancer?" Yeah, that's funny. He tried to actually get my boyfriend with a prostitute,
Which you told me later.
at a hotel. Yeah, he was trying
That
to.
is so fucked up.
Yeah, he's a year younger than me too, so he was.
Wow.
Yeah, he was trying to get him to write down the numbers or whatever, and he's trying to make me upset because during that whole vacation
Trip.
trip, whatever, me and him were fighting because he was talking really mean to my mom the whole time. He was very controlling, like he wanted to just be in charge of things. Yeah, I mean he was paying, but he wasn't. It wasn't like this was his money. He was scamming people, and I really felt bad because it's like there was, I mean, that older woman who was.
Oh, she's talking about Agent Helms.
I don't know, but it's terrible. It sounds terrible, and then all that to get stuff that he wants, and the way he talks about the people too who donate to him. I mean, he doesn't
Call some stupid idiots.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
He told me about, I mean, and it was pretty disturbing, but he told me how his sister would put cats in Pringles cans and chop them up with butcher's knives, and he was laughing about it, and then he was telling me all the ways that, like, I guess she tortured them, and he found it very funny. And
Maybe it was him doing it.
yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't put it past him, but he had like a little psychotic episode, and we were worried about, and I left, and my mom, she told me to go. I stayed at a friend's, and I didn't know what all went down, but I know that I thought he either took something. I asked him if he smoked meth because he was acting like very hyper and paranoid and panicky. And I thought, because he had lied and said he had a security meeting, and he went to a gas station at like 2 a.m, couldn't find him. And then the next day he's coming back, and he's causing a scene in my neighborhood too. And I felt really bad leaving my mom alone. It got to the point where she was thinking about just leaving him somewhere because he was trying to run. And he even, I mean, yeah, did you tell them about him with the leg?
With the what? No, you can.
He even peed on her leg.
On my leg.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, during his psychotic
During his
whatever.
episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
okay.
Now, what happened? And yeah, I didn't discuss that, but
After living with him, I can say he's a very disgusting human. He doesn't shower. He smells terrible. He doesn't pick up after himself. He mooches. I actually screamed at him because he just can't wash his dishes out either like a little kid. Anyways, that's besides the point.
No, he is like a child. You have to fucking take care of his ass. I told everybody that always too. And a lot
Yeah.
of people hated me for telling him exactly the way he was.
It's
He was like
unhygienic.
a high school kid. He
Yeah,
had
no.
he had the mentality of taking care of himself. Like, I don't even think he could cook eggs.
He came in acting like he was doing a huge favor, like he was going to really turn things around for everyone.
I don't know what he was going to turn around. We were fine without him.
I don't know, but he also.
Oh yeah, he wanted me to start a business. That's
Yeah,
what
he
it
wanted
was.
y'all to use that cricket and make all the products that he promised everybody.
Yeah, and took money for it.
And took money for it.
And lied and told me he ended up ordering those shirts. I bet you none of those people got any shirts from him.
Right. Well, he was gonna have y'all. Yeah, he was gonna have y'all make that shit.
Does he think we live in China?
You still have the cricket, don't you?
Actually, I gave it to someone that's actually is going to make money with it.
Oh wow, you should have him make you some. We'll come up with some fucking
cool things.
Shitty shit about Ernie Shell and all the mean girls.
Anti-Ernie shirts.
Oh, tell Tina what he said to you about the money when he was going off about me when we were leaving New York when I was down in the office turning in the keys.
Oh, so the whole time when we were in New York, he tried to say that he kept talking about these tunnels, wanting to go in these tunnels. And honestly, I've had enough of him. So I was like, yeah, whatever, make him happy. And of course, I wasn't actually going to go in tunnels. I was going to go explore New York.
And what did I say?
Oh yeah, I feel bad. I felt bad because
no.
you hung out with him the whole time.
No, not really, because he kept disappearing. Yeah, he went to the Trump Plaza or whatever.
Yeah, that was weird. Also, he had some weird fascination with Trump, but. Also, what was I saying?
And I said no, we weren't going, and tell them what he did the next day.
We got stuck in the rain and we couldn't find him. He told us to stay there. He knew where we were the whole time, and he kept having us go in like circles. And my mom had foot surgery, and he was being very verbally abusive, actually telling her she just needed to shut up and all this and that. And I yelled at him because I don't want to hear anyone talk to my mom that way. I don't even talk to her like that.
Hell no. You think he was trying to fuck up her foot so that if he had taken y'all to the tunnels to sell you or something like that, she couldn't run?
I don't know, but he kept trying to buy all these knives. He was buying all these, like, he kept asking, like, in every state we were, can we stop at the Navy tactical store? And he kept buying all these knives.
Yeah.
But tell Tina what he said to you when he said
that
me.
He was trying to talk bad about her to me, and he was saying that she costed him a lot of money, and that he was going to save these kids, and that we interfered with that, and he was trying to make us feel bad. And we were like, oh, well, you have cancer. Let's be honest. You're not really going to be saving anyone. And he got really mad. He just,
I think y'all were the kids that your mom wasn't going to be able to save.
Well, that's what the health department told me after I told them what happened, and actually the police.
Yeah, that's just my opinion.
I mean, that's their opinion too, and they
I know, but I have to throw it out there because you know how these people are.
Oh yeah, allegedly.
I'm pretty sure I know what I know, and that motherfucker led motherfucking soup. You better hope you don't get out of fucking prison, boy.
Oh yeah. Actually, Tina, after his highway run, I'm pretty sure he likes it right where he is. There's plenty of you know what.
I don't know.
No, I'm talking about men.
He has an insatiable kind of thirst that it has nothing to do with getting it.
It's sadistic.
It's the energy,
his agenda
the
is
harvest surrounding all his interactions with people, let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
Customizes all the interactions. That's what's so weird. I've never met anyone who can customize their personality.
Right, like a chameleon or a con artist. And the day of his highway run thing, too, I'll never forget, he called a mutual friend of ours. I had him call his mother, and he talked to her for hours because I didn't know what was going on with him because he wasn't telling me nothing. But he called her friend, and he said, I did something really bad to Debbie. And they said, what did you do? And he wouldn't answer. And he said, I did something really bad, and I hurt her really bad. So I thought it was about the sex thing I told you happened, what he did to me.
Yeah, I muted you. I'm still here.
Okay.
Did you hear me? I'm not going to be like rapping. I'm not going to let YouTube hear me pee.
I know, right?
Right. You can keep talking.
Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just said I was muted.
Oh, I thought
I'm going to go to the bathroom with you. Y'all just can't hear me do it, okay?
Oh, okay. No, but listen, I was just kind of hoping, in a way, to let law enforcement and everything take care of all this and let it play out. But since you idiots just can't shut up and you want to keep pushing Ernie's bullshit, I decided to tell the truth and tell you guys what really went down. And you can say whatever you want. I don't care because I promise you, you will see this side of Ernie that I saw.
No, they won't.
Any of you won't.
I'm telling you, they won't. Y'all ain't ever going to see Ernie again.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully they
unless it's on fucking court TV or behind fucking bars or...
He really reminds me of an annoying ass teenager with his phone.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Clarissa just said?
What?
Say it again.
He really reminds me of an annoying teenager with his phone. The way he just wouldn't shut up with that thing.
He slept with that thing.
Yeah.
Dude, he is like a teenager. It's the weirdest shit.
Here's my thing too.
Oh my gosh, you guys could probably totally catfish him with like a pornography link, and he would definitely.
If we were a guy.
No, I'm saying you could like send him a link and hack his phone. He would totally open it.
Well, from what I heard, he does that anyways.
No, he does that anyways, but you should know about such things, girl.
No, I mean, like send him.
Is that what they teach y'all in high school these days?
It's probably
that's what anyone does when they want to hack you. They send you an email, and when you open it, they can see everything.
Man, when I was your age, I didn't even know emails didn't exist when I was your age.
Right. That's funny. But my point is people have been warned. I'm just going to let the law take care of all this, and that's it. You guys, if you feel the need to slander me and stuff and talk your shit, you could be included in the lawsuit. That's how I feel.
And
Renee Marie, I heard you got money, bitch.
Now that the daughter who was a witness to everything just testified, man, y'all looking really, really bad.
Oh, do you want to tell them about your missing underwear?
She's like, no, Mom, stop.
She's embarrassed. That's why. That's not something that any female should go through. Any female.
Girl,
It's weird.
I hope that you are taking notes of how sick and dangerous this world is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
She's never going to let anyone around me again. Right, Clarissa? And I mean, she was so upset and hurt at what all he has done to me. And why don't you tell them about your grandparents, what they thought of him?
They thought he was really nice, actually.
And my dad doesn't like anybody. Honestly, my dad is very intuitive and calls bullshit when he sees it. Even he couldn't believe all this. So they can rack it up as anti-social personality, split person. Like I said, at the end of the day, I don't care what his problem is. It's done.
Well, I know for a fact, with my experience with him, that cops loved him, absolutely loved him, which that was awkward, you know, because
But they didn't see that side of him. That's why.
well, I mean, it just made him so coppy. Wherever he was like the cop genie, wherever we were, there would be cops, and they really would be like, "Hey, man, hey," you know, and like they knew him, and so that gave him credibility to us.
Right.
Wimmer knew him.
Right.
The Homeland Security dude that showed up at the cafe. I mean, they were like bromancers, you know, for real. They're like, "Oh, you're a colonel, I'm a colonel, yeah," and they're just like doing some bro handshakes and stuff. Come to find out, they're both Masons, but that's neither here nor there. And yeah, there's a lot of credibility that he had with people that are supposed to be respectable people that we're supposed to be able to, if they trust them, we think we can trust them too.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean,
I get it. You know what though? My whole thing about all this is, I'm like the whatever. I don't care. He can't ever change what he's done to me, and because he's not going to cut my spirit. And but my mistake was being a liar for hire, as he calls him. And I now that he does a lot of things for attention and money. Sorry, I just got in. I just think that's what it is.
When somebody like him tells you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, I agree. So now that this is out, guys, just like let's look at it. Who slandered who? Okay.
Yeah, or not.
And why I haven't talked? 2 reasons. 1, I couldn't, and 2, it's fucking humiliating. So now that you guys just pushed it and have harassed me and slandered me, hope you can go choke on that for a while. Some truth.
Oh, you know they will. They're so vile. They'll be like, she deserved that.
I didn't deserve nothing. You know what? I feel like anybody that acts like that was involved in this too.
Oh yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Anybody that victim blames me and acts like, oh, I deserved it and I got what I wanted or was asking for and all that, they're part of it. I mean, like I said, he gave me very good information before he left my house. Right. So there you go. And I just suggest any of you idiots, just stop already. You know, get a hobby, get a job.
That he was sending people, if he did send any, he got all y'all's information. I think they were those chargers that you just have to plug in a device and it extracts all the information. Oh, and that whole little him debunking the whole Karen Secret Service call. I honestly, if you all go back and listen to that, where it's an agent talking, if you listen very closely, it doesn't, I mean, it kind of sounds like Karen, but not really. And you can tell that he starts to say a D. And I think that he retrieved the message that someone left for you.
Probably because he was in my phone.
And that's why he was using it as a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think you would get that message.
Right. And I wasn't really watching him.
Because I listened to it a few times to see if it was Karen. And I don't think it was Karen.
Her.
And it sounds like the guy starts to say, I'm leaving a message for, and then he cuts it off.
Yeah, because I found my phone the last night of him here. I found it under my pillow. And it called this guy that put a windshield in my car years ago at 1:30 a.m. And I woke up to that night with his cell phone flashlight in my face at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's where my phone was in the morning when I woke up.
And this is right before he went on the highway run that led to all of a sudden he needed to go get on a bus and leave. And that's what progressed. And she didn't do anything out of revenge, guys. Like, she tried to tell the dude he forgot his medicine. She thought it was his cancer medicine.
Until I looked it up.
Yeah.
Until I looked it up. Because
but tell him the way he reacted when you like told him that he left his medicine.
Oh, he first acted like he had amnesia. Like, what are you talking about and stuff? And then he started exploiting me with that video, saying, I'll show that video of you. I was like, why is he like tripping on me so bad? Like, I didn't get it. And then once I looked up the medicine, I go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know?
And then offensive when she didn't even know what the medicine was. He assumed that she already knew what the medicine was because she wasn't nosing in his personal shit like that. But see, he wouldn't expect that of anybody else because he isn't like that.
Right. He would do that to somebody, which he probably did. He probably did go through our suitcases and shit.
Oh, he probably went through all your shit when y'all went home and stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't have the opportunity to do anything like that with us. He wasn't allowed in our personal spaces. He was in the showroom, always in the retail space, and he didn't have access to any of our private spaces at all.
Well, Clarissa and her boyfriend came home one day after wrestling, and I forget where I was, but she told me later, she goes, Mom, I got to talk to you. And I said, what? And she goes, Ernie was in your room. I said, when? She goes, when you weren't home. I said, what was he doing? She goes, I don't know. And I was like, and he never even said anything like he went in my room. Don't you think that's weird?
Everything about it's weird. And I'm just in shock because that is definitely like Jekyll and Hyde. That is a completely different person than we knew. And I always thought that YouTube ruined him. But, you know, now that I know a lot more information, he's always been a fucking piece of shit.
Well, I'll give this to the tigers. A tiger doesn't change their stripes.
Yeah.
You know, a leopard don't change their spots. A tiger don't change their stripes.
Well, he's wearing stripes now.
Well, show.
Oh, so.
I'm sorry, y'all. I have no pity for him.
I
And
got none. None.
you guys, these people have known how much we have went to bat for this guy. He is not worth it.
I stopped going to bat for him when I found out that he fucking worked for the Clintons. And I don't give a
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
if y'all believe me or not. We actually got confirmation. He definitely fucking worked for the Clintons.
And
I
he
was
told
like,
me he did
I was
too.
suspicious of
when he
him
was
from
here.
then. So I've been suspicious of him for about 1.5 years to 2 years. And as soon as I called him out on that is when I was always blocked in his chat. And then he'd unblock everybody. And then I would, I tread lightly and I would say things. And then I'd get blocked because I always called him on his bullshit. I always called people on LARPing. That's why I'm blocked in every chat on YouTube, because I call people out.
Right.
But I definitely thought that
people don't want the truth.
I definitely thought that YouTube was a big part of a person who already might have had some mental issues and make it worse. And I am definitely an advocate for not fucking making mental illnesses worse, because you can make monsters.
Me too.
That's how you make
Me
monsters.
too. Yeah.
So,
and what I experienced with that highway run that day, I would not wish it on my worst enemy. And when I say that, not only was it upsetting, but when you go through something like that yourself in person and you don't know what to do or how to help somebody, that was the worst fucking feeling in the world. And I couldn't even call 911. He kept taking my phone. He followed me around my house the whole time. You want to know why he urinated on my leg? He goes, Debbie, come here, come here. He was peeing. And I said, what? And he points at my ceiling. Well, my vent is out because it hasn't been put back in since my bathroom's been remodeled from the hurricane. He was looking at it and started fucking peeing on my fucking leg. And tell me I didn't have restraint. I almost knocked him the fuck out. For real. It took everything I had in myself not to put my hands on him. For real. It did.
well,
And then I was like, oh my God, I don't need to go to jail for whipping his ass. No, but all I kept thinking is, I better calm down because I don't need to go to jail for whipping his ass.
He got super triggered when he wanted you guys to stop by here, and Xander told him, you're not allowed here, but y'all can get a hotel and let us hang out with him for a night. That'd be awesome.
He said, right. He was pissed. Xander said, Debbie and her daughter are welcome here and can come here, but you're not. And he was pissed. And he purposely made me pass up the exit to even meet with you all. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because we told you to get a hotel and let him stay in it, and we'd take y'all out to eat.
Yeah, we were going to hang out.
I know.
And he was pissed and then started screaming at me because I went down this one road. The GPS had me going. But I think at that time was when that tornado happened in Tennessee and Georgia, because I went down this road and there was power lines there. And a white truck pulled up behind me and it was a narrow road. And if y'all have ever been in the roads of Tennessee and stuff, everything's windy and hilly, etc. He starts yelling at me to just back up. I said, I'm not backing up. I don't want to hit this guy. And he's screaming at me. And I go, fine, you fucking do it. So I get out of my car and I say, excuse me. And he starts yelling at me, don't talk to that guy. And I'm looking at him like, who are you telling me what to do? And I say, excuse me, you can't go down there. There's a power line down and it might be live because it looks like it just fell. Oh, was he angry at me? And I was pissed and I was like, we can cancel all this right now. I said, if you think I'm dealing with you this way, you were wrong. And then our last day coming back was during Hurricane Debbie. And I will never forget, he had to go into this gas station or something. And we're in South Carolina. Yeah, we were in South Carolina. And this guy comes out and starts screaming at me, you can't park there. And I mean, it's like freaking 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, okay? And I wasn't in the mood because Ernie was up on YouTube or on the phone or whatever, till 3 a.m. in the morning. And I was pissed. I went out to my car for a little while. Right. And then I came back in like, well, why should I be out in my car? Fuck him, And anyways, so this guy started yelling at me for where I was parking. And I looked at him and I go, I don't know who you're yelling at, but guess what? You just lost some business. I'm not going to buy anything here. He goes, fine, leave. And I said, I will. So I was waiting for all them to come out. Ernie jumps in my car. He goes, go, go, go. I was like, why? I was like, did you rob them? Like the way he was acting. He goes, that guy's calling the cops on you. I go, oh, really? Why? He goes, he said he was calling the cops and he was laughing. And he was like, I don't know what you did. So finally that time I had enough. And I went off on him. I lost my shit on him. Good. I said, let me tell you something, motherfucker. I don't know you or anybody else in this world a fucking explanation. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't give a fuck what that guy says. But guess what? I do my own thing, not like you. And he's going. I said, go ahead, say something, do something. I dare you. He shut up. We stopped somewhere else, like it's quiet. He gets out. He goes in there. And Clarissa's like, Mom, I'm sorry. I said, no, it's okay. I said, I just had enough of him. I said, I can't deal with this anymore, cancer or not. Because I'm still thinking, maybe it's just me. Maybe liver cancer is different. Like still questioning shit.
Well, I know he kept saying that you thought that the bilirubin was fucking with his head because he'd get really moody,
the medicine or whatever,
and angry, which is a common thing with liver cancer.
Right.
I mean, it's just something that people have to deal with. A lot of people don't even want to deal with it and put their relatives in hospice just so they don't have to deal with their mean nastiness.
Right. So, and that's how he was being. And
I mean, he really played that liver illness to its fullest. Like he knew that a lot of his bullshit could fall into being sick.
Right. Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, you can have HIV and liver cancer, of course, okay? But the thing is, that medicine that he was on is really, really hard on the kidneys, I found out. Right. So, that being said, could be why he kept always having kidney problems. Remember? He did have a scar on his neck. When we all saw that IV on his neck that time he was in the hospital.
Yeah,
that was real.
Yeah, all that's real.
He has a scar there.
And he really does just spontaneously bleed for no apparent reason.
But
and
I
then
was
he said it
reading
was because
HIV
he
will
was a
do that.
hemophiliac, but I don't even know if that was even true.
I have no idea, but well, I think, but the hemophiliac and all that stuff, it is connected to your liver.
Yeah, but he would have been born
Something
with
with the
that.
blood.
He would have been born
I
with that
know.
and diagnosed with it way sooner in life, unless,
He never talked about it. He never talked about it until me and Barbara were telling him about my one friend that is a hemophiliac, and he does have HIV, and he got it in 1984 from a blood transfusion. Okay, he was born a hemophiliac. Because of what happened to him is why they test people's blood today, because his parents sued the hospital and they got laws passed. And my friend, fortunately, is still alive, but he's written books and everything. But Ernie never talked about hemophilia until me and Barbara talked about that. Never.
See, I wasn't in y'all's chat then. I was done with Ernie when all y'all had that mod chat, and you were Ernie's mod. I think that's when y'all talked about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because she knew them too, and I've known him since 1984. And you want to talk about a really sad story? My friend was on a death mission for himself. He couldn't even face life. And I was one of the very few that was very supportive of him and said, look, we've been friends for a while. This isn't a death sentence. I know you too well. Stop punishing yourself. You have no control over what's happened to you, but you're still here. And he's done incredible things in his life. I'm very proud of him. Actually, sadly, he just lost his daughter a year ago. But like I said, there's just too many coincidences with Ernie's stories and other people's real life stories. Okay, let's say he does have cancer. Okay, just let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, that wasn't the issue. The issue is lying about the HIV and the medicine. That's the issue. I've had 3 freaking doctors tell me it is to prevent an HIV positive person from spreading it to somebody else and getting AIDS. So, they can have false negatives, but they still have it in their blood.
Well, even
it doesn't go away.
Even if he had both HIV and cancer, he would have 2 different doctors.
Right, and he didn't.
Have a cancer
This doctor and he didn't have one. And I'm going to just say one more thing. So for all the people that want to slander and lie, I do have messages that I've shown Tina. You saw our messages, Tina. Me and Ernie's messages. And also, when I was going through his stuff, which I've gotten rid of everything except his Harley jacket and his father's 2 Mason rings that he says was his dad's. I have nothing against his sister and, the family people. They've never did nothing wrong to me. His sister's actually a very nice person. I may reach out to her and get her address and ship the stuff, but everything else is gone.
I don't want that Harley jacket. I want it back.
Is it yours?
It's my friend's, and I'll give it back to her.
Yeah. No, I will give it to you. I had no idea. I didn't know.
Yeah,
well, I'll send that to you. Then I'll just send the rings to him. But everything else has been gone.
She gave him 2, and they were pretty special ones or whatever. And
sentimental.
And he brought one home to me. And thanked me, for being a fucking life support before YouTube.
Right, and then that's what he does. Like you feel good. He makes you feel good. Not he makes you. You feel good because you feel like you really helped someone that was in need or desperate or didn't have anything.
We're not cops, and we're not federal agents, but we're some bodies, that matter.
Yeah, obviously, or we wouldn't be bothered like we are.
The question is, which political party actually sent him in, or was he one of the traffickers that was involved in some of the shit that we were exposing in our, Pizzagate group? Possibly. At this point, anything's possible.
He could be. I mean, why was he in all my electronics so bad?
Right.
And why was he so upset that the computer I had is in safekeeping hiding? Like it's not even in my possession. He was really upset. He had even asked me about it before, another time. My mom used to be a PI and she also worked for the government. And she's the one that said, Debbie, I think you went through your electronics because of what, like I was telling her, like how I woke up with my phone that way and stuff. She goes, he probably went in and downloaded everything. Now people laugh, but he showed me how to get into people's phones. He goes, let me show you something. So he goes, let me see your phone. So he held it like up to where your mouth is. And he kept breathing on it where the port is. And all of a sudden my passcode was tapping. And I said, oh my God. Because I learned this stuff. I used to do security and surveillance and stuff like that. And that's even creepier.
And that's what's the crazy thing about it. He really did have security clearance badges. I saw stacks of them with my own eyes. And he did not make them. Like, we'll try to act like he made those. He did not. They had like holographic things on them. They were real
stuff you can't make up.
And I know that he actually got a job as a security guard for an elementary school up in North Carolina. He was working there for a while. And he had a lot of little videos he did there working. He had the white shirt on and he had the little radio on his shoulder. He was working as a security guard at a school, an elementary school. That's kind of scary, actually, after my experience with him. And I get it. I mean, I think, like I said, he's an opportunist predator. He's also he's a, what is the word I'm looking, antisocial psychotic person. There may be 2 Ernies. I mean, Tina, too bad you didn't post that picture of Charles Manson when he was younger. He looks just like Ernie. Does he not? I know. Well, my friend sent those to me because he said he thinks that Ernie's mom is somehow related to the Manson family. And
he could pass
was asking me if Ernie had ever talked about being related to the Manson family. And I told him no. I'm not sure if that, checked out, but he was sending me pictures. He was like, look at Charles Manson. He said, it definitely looks like it could be the same bloodline. And that, that's when he was looking into the great-grandfather who lived to be 130 years old and served in every war. So he was doing a serious deep dive on who the fuck he is. He still is, actually. All I know is I want to put all this behind me. But if these people think that they're going to just continue and
write the narrative of what the truth is, they're wrong.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
I
Renee,
said,
fuck around and get sued, bitch.
oh yeah, I heard you have money, bitch.
Yeah, I know, Renee. We fucking got
Yeah,
you.
Renee. Yep.
And don't even
You
act
should
like we
just
don't have
shut
your
the fuck
fucking
up.
address.
Yeah, you should just shut up and let things alone. Because like I told you, you will be sorry when you find out. But no, you had to keep that big ass mouth of yours going. So now everybody knows what really happened. And you know what? You can sit there and say, oh, this, oh, that. You know what? It doesn't matter. I know the truth. Ernie knows the truth. And God knows the truth. So, it is
God
what it
definitely
is.
knows the truth.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And like I said, I can't even make this kind of shit up. And you know what? There's one thing I don't do when I'm pissed off at someone. I don't make up shit about them. You know what I do? I tell the fucking truth. And that's what I did today. So it's up to you all. You Tiggers want to keep enabling this man? How about enabling him to get some real fucking help? And then maybe distancing yourself so that you might not become an Ernie victim of the future. That's the best advice I can
somebody
give
in there
you.
named Red.
Red? Are
Intimidating
you
a witness,
serious?
Red? What is that?
Oh, it must be Renee Marie. I heard that's Red.
I'm not seeing
Someone told me that.
comments. It's not okay to block me on my own channel. Am I blocked here?
What's going on?
I'm seeing like big open spots that are all white in my chat because I was just like kind of glancing through them. And I see Barbara saying something about intimidating a witness, red, with all capital letters. Renee is in here?
Wow. I heard Red is Renee.
Okay,
I don't know if
screenshot
it's
all
true,
that
but
and block her.
what was she saying?
She has me blocked in my own chat. I can't see what she's saying.
Oh, yeah, Barbara, make sure you get that, please, because
Oh, no,
we'll need
she's
it some
not.
more
Okay.
evidence.
Well, that's weird because I've never seen my chat look like this. It's like got big spaces that are just white. It's kind of weird. So I thought that she had me blocked because I did have that happen on my other channel. Someone had me blocked, so I couldn't see them commenting on my own live. And fuck that. If I can't see you chatting in my own live, you're not allowed.
Right, Tina, I just now went into the comments. Did you see Starry Night's comments?
Yeah. Hi, sorry, Night. I
should
saw you
not.
said hi earlier, but she was on a roll.
I'm sorry, Starry Night.
That isn't Stormy Night.
No, Starry Night. She put, I believe you, Debo, because I have my own evidence on him. I bet you do. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but trust me, if you're around Ernie for, I don't know, a couple weeks, but it's not 24 hours a day or whatever, trust me, you might not notice it as much. But if you're around someone longer, and just after how much I see that he lies, he either has a antisocial personality disorder where he really doesn't remember things like a serial killer would, okay? Or he just fucking lies. But either way, it's not okay. Come here. Oh my God, my dog is trying to get something. Come on. Let's go. You want a bone? Come on, let's get a treat. I'm sorry, Tina. Are you there? Hello? Tina. Hello? I lost Tina, y'all, but listen, I got to go to bed. I got to get up at 5. I wasn't joking. I've been doing disaster work. And I just want to say really quick, I was taking Ernie to court to get a permanent restraining order. And I did miss the court because we were having flooding. It was October 1st. And the night before, I was busy trying to help a family get rescued from Charlotte Harbor where they had storm surge. So I did miss it. And that was the only reason. So he lied to you all when he said the judge didn't believe me and was mad. They know what happened.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm glad you addressed that because I forgot that was another one of the lies out there they were spewing.
Yep.
Yeah, there was flooding. So she couldn't make it to court.
Mm-hmm.
But then, unfortunately, she found out that she has to have AIDS to charge him with the crime of exposing her to AIDS without her consent or knowledge, which is so fucked up.
Oh, yeah. And, but honestly, I'm glad I don't have it. But I can tell you one thing.
Either. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes. But
you dodged a bullet.
People,
and by the grace of God, I'm pretty positive of that.
Yes. And you know what? This is what I see. People always get theirs in life. Always. I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm going to do something to him. That's not in my plan. If he comes here, that's a different story. Yes. But what I'm saying is when you do bad things in life, bad things come back on you. So, karma's a bitch. He's going to get his one way or another. But, just now seeing how easy he can lie about the truth really makes me open my eyes to other crimes that he probably was involved in, honestly.
Well, I mean, I just can't believe what a different human being that he can be. I mean, I'm not kidding. Even the Department of Children's Services guy, he came and talked to Ernie and asked Ernie if he would want to come and teach the officers there on the signs to look for in these child predators. He said they don't actually teach that. Himself. He said they do not teach that at that time, which, that was 4 years ago. But he said that he would like to have a workshop with his DCS officers on what these apps are. I mean, I'm sure they have like signs on, trafficking and stuff like that. But he was talking about what, is going on with the kids and the apps and Snapchats and the dangers of all those things. So,
but, it's sad. And, it just makes me really think that a lot of things are in question about him now. For real. And this wasn't a thing to actually come and slander him. It was a thing to tell you people the truth because you've wanted it.
And he really did have high-level security jobs. And we would like to make sure that motherfucker never has any sort of job protecting anybody in any capacity. at all.
No, I
He should
don't
never
think
be
that.
hired for personal security by any sort of private contractor company. He shouldn't even do night security at fucking Burger King.
Right? No, I know. No, really. Until someone actually can put him behind bars. And I say that because I was told by a lot of people that they also think that Ernie came in here knowing what he was doing. I was told that. Come on. And that's scary.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you all, beware, be careful. I don't care who likes what I said, but you all had actually pushed it so much that I've had to actually tell the world what he did to me. So I hope you all are happy. And
Y'all got plenty of
did I
attention.
deserve it?
I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And Lion Mama 777. Yeah, we'll see who's the insane one very soon.
What?
Yeah,
When
Lion
she's in
Mama
here talking shit too?
777's in here
Is she drunk?
saying y'all are both insane.
Yeah, okay. Look at you, Nicolina. Hey, stop it. Who gets drunk on a live and says they have someone's missing daughter, you stupid freaking bitch?
An accomplice that's known him for years prior to YouTube.
Well, like I said, see, this is what they do. It's all for show. It's criminal stuff because now we're insane about Ernie. But yet it's okay, all the shit she said it did, right? Why did you, all these years, Nicolina, warn Ernie that the cops would get him? I mean, I'm just curious because you're part of it. But guess what? They know all about you too. So I don't even fret you. Okay. And you're such a hypocrite. I see all your pro-Trump stuff. Weren't you the one calling everybody Q and conspiracy theorists? And now you did a different leave.
Trump is Q, all about Q. It's so hilarious to see these people.
But I think she
backtracking
has
on
the
all their
same thing
bullshit.
Ernie has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even care. It's whatever. So there's your content, people, and enjoy it and hope you choke on it.
I know all the shit that's coming out too. Doesn't Liz Jafari know P Diddy and stuff?
Yep. CVJ was
sure
with Bad Boy Records.
I actually have a recording of Starry Night talking about she works personal under Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, and when we looked into that thing, that was a freaking organization from Thailand. Remember?
Yep.
It was so shady as fuck.
Anyways, y'all getting douched with the lube, baby oil for all you motherfuckers.
Oh my god.
Yep.
No, Stevie J, Liz's ex-boyfriend, was part of Bad Boy Records for a little while. He was right up there with Diddy.
Yep.
I mean, I don't care. Like, this is my feeling. I wouldn't know any of you all if y'all didn't bother me or bother Tina. Okay, so if you're mad at anyone, blame yourselves.
Well, it's just strange because we were both exposing all these people. Hell, Jay-Z was one of the very first people in the music industry that we were exposing because of his weird shit going on with that Marina Abramovic. And that lady's creepier than hell.
Yeah.
And the art shows and exhibits that she did with flesh and blood and cum and writing cum and blood on the wall. And he's like, all about licking her heels and gross worship of her. It was creepy as shit. So we were exposing that with Lady Gaga and everything. And now everything's coming out. And we're finding out that some of these YouTubers actually knew these people that we were exposing the whole time.
Yeah, how coincidental.
Yeah.
And I tried to be somewhat civil to some of them, but they just can't let it go. And I realize why they can't. Our spirit irks their soul because they're the insane, evil people.
Yeah.
So you might think that you can fool people, but you can't. You know what? You might be an entertainer, but you're an asshole entertainer, meaning, you're someone that goes online and talks a bunch of shit and pushes your little thing and thinking that you're such a good actress that everybody believes you. All people got to do is watch you for a few weeks and they see right through your bullshit. So, and you can call it a joke, whatever, but is it really a joke when you purposely, intentionally try to hurt others? I don't think so.
Oh, I know, screaming to be a victim, but yet you
victimize people
every day as your lifestyle. And you're like, you do this for a living. You think that doing this for a living is sane? Do you think you're a normal person? That y'all have to ride Ernie Michelle's dick in some way or another to make your way in life?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. And how did he get picked? Was there an audition and we didn't hear about it? I'm just curious.
Yeah, fucking Benny Keys brought him. And he had that big falling out with Doug because Doug was so mad that Benny Keys would bring Ernie to YouTube.
Well, what is Benny?
Remember we found those weird kid party business that Doug was involved in?
Oh,
and he lost his YouTube channel when we started exposing that.
Mm-hmm. Well, what does Ernie and BK and Rap all have in common?
They're all fucking predators.
Yep. And they've all been to jail.
Well, Enchanted Life Path always believed that Benny was directly involved in that missing kid case that was just down the road from him.
Oh, yeah.
What was that case?
Because there's been so much
Cal City
weird crap
boys or something like that.
Oh, yeah. That's when, because the parents were really upset with him. Like,
there's a lot of people who were telling us that he was involved in that. But, I didn't look into missing kids cases. That's not what we did. We were just sleuthers.
Right.
We trolled NASA.
Right.
We had so much fun trolling NASA. Those were the good old days.
Right.
It was so fucking fun to go in there and trigger some NASA physicists. And they're the biggest dorks ever. It's like picking on Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. They always had the lamest comebacks. It was just like, really?
Mark Zuckerberg don't like me either.
Yeah, NASA hated us. We were a nemesis.
Oh my! NASA has the cure for clean water and everything, but it costs a lot of money. I know from when I was with
they do all kinds of shit, but they're so obsessed with escaping this world, so they can't care
the world they help create.
Behind,
It's
a conflict of interest in the race for space.
Yep.
And the two things I always found in all of this researching of any sort of human trafficking of any kind,
Mhm.
is it all goes back to Tavistock, and it
Yeah.
goes back to transhumanism and
Yep.
space, aerospace, transhumanism, and Tavistock. If you follow
I mean,
all the money pits,
yeah.
it all leads back to the race for space and control of the mind.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I agree. Lady, I'm going to go. I have to get up at 5. And thank you. Thanks for having me. And thanks for, everybody listening to my story. You guys can believe me or not. For the ones that want to, continue to gaslight me, go fuck yourselves. And also, you can be a part of the lawsuit. So it's on you. I really don't care because at the end of the day, who are you to me? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I love you, Tina. Thanks for having me up, lady.
I love you too, sweetie. And I'm glad
Okay.
that you wanted to just get this out there. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
takes a lot of courage to do that. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. That means so much to me.
All right, sweetie. You have a good night.
You
Try
too.
to
Love
bring
you.
us sleep so you can go help others tomorrow in your real life.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And I would really rather do it that way because I don't need no fake ass shit in my life. Because you know what? The world is already messed up enough. Like, nobody needs more of it.
Yeah, shit.
Right? All right. Love you, girl. I'll call you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, love you too. Sweet dreams. Good
All
night.
right. Good night. Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
All right, guys. So there you have it. I'm just kind of looking through chat. Oh, I see Markella had to make her presence known. I'm not even reading your shit. I'm not trash, but whatever. Okay. I beg to differ. Anyways, anybody want to say anything other than the trolls? I want to engage on trolls. You're really not worth it. I wonder if they even watched the whole live. Yeah, they should probably rewind. And there you go, Debo. I expect YouTube will be some sort of Trigger Mania episode next 3 or 4 days after this one. Aw, thank you, Linda. Cosmic weenie for the trash. Oh, man. Love you too, Embassy. Thank you guys for joining and being supportive. And, we can all sit here and say, well, why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? And believe me, I've said the same thing about myself in situations. But, and I even asked Debbie, why didn't you do this? But, I mean, I wasn't in that situation. And I get it. I just wish that if things were different, I would have made sure that she was communicating more openly and clearly with me. But can't change that because ain't no doubt about it. We would have drove our ass down there if we had known the things that we know now. But you can't change the past. You can only hope that you can make better decisions moving forward. Yeah, you should probably watch from the beginning. I mean, we can only move on for sure, but I mean, this had to happen because nobody else was going to do it. No one else has done it so far. No one's done anything at all except run this LARP. None of these people have really made any reports. They've called and harassed law enforcement, harassed judges, harassed DAs. I promise. All that shit's going to come back on y'all. You motherfuckers have no clue how deep and weird this shit goes for just the people who are observers and participants thinking this is just some sort of interactive TV or something. There's very, very real life things going on. And part of the reason that we can't say more is because we know a lot and we've absolutely, I mean, she's a victim, so she can say whatever the fuck she wants. But I know some shit, and if I tell y'all, then they're gonna get me for interfering. And I'll just say that. So I ain't gonna interfere with no investigations, but I am going to definitely expect results while I respect the investigation. There needs to be a mutual respect there. Yeah, I know. I know. Connie, I'll tell her what you said earlier that you can talk together. Y'all should talk together, actually. Hey, Clown Emperor. You know what? Your Clown Emperor's sit boy lived with that guy for 20 years. Why did it take him so long? Why hasn't he done anything? I mean, she had him for 3 or 4 weeks. It only took her that long. Answer me that. He could have prevented probably a lot of crimes, but he didn't, did he? Yep. You've got to be very careful. They haven't watched the live, I guarantee you. Yeah, 20 years of being a co-conspirator and bullshit. And you know what? They LARPed together. They worked together still. This whole time, they were never enemies. It's all been an act, you fucking idiots. Yeah, you definitely need to go back. There's a lot. Listen, the Stan's been telling you morons for 2 years. No, they've both been working together, making that money off of each other. And we know that. We definitely know that. It's all been fake. You've all been conned. All of you. And hey, while y'all are over there on Scumbo's asking about that fentanyl bust down the street from him. Has he not talked about that? He really didn't talk about that shooter either. They came up and shot up a whole exit of people. What was it, the day after Ernie got moved to Kentucky? Didn't that guy live across the street from you or just a few blocks away there, Scumbo, when you and Ernie lived together? Yeah. Yep. I probably should get off that live before I say more. Anyways, yeah, I definitely don't need to say anymore. Everybody have a good night, and thank you for joining and listening. And, yeah, maybe I'll go live and not talk about Ernie. We'll see. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a good night.